Hello everyone, this is series number 3, the part 1. We talk about introduction to strategic management. This is just a series of information strategic management. My name is Euiho David Saul, and POSTECH Strategic Management of Information and Technology Management Laboratory and POSTECH, Foreign Linguistic Science Technology in Korea. We are going to cover this today: introduction to strategic management and strategic management process, understanding company mission, analyzing external environment, analyzing internal environments. Well, external environment in general, maybe truly external environment and the industry environment, which is sometimes called test environments. Strategy. What is strategy? And strategy is the means of general actions to be taken to achieve a long-term objective. That is called strategy. And there are 2 levels of strategy. 3 levels, corporate strategy, working strategy of the diversity firm, which business should we be in, or maybe how does being in this business create the synergy and right to the competitive advantage of the corporation as a whole. And the business strategy is an aggregated strategy of a single business firm of a strategic business unit, SBU, in a diversified corporation, incorporating either cost leadership and differentiation of focus. I mean, Michael Porter, for Harvard School, he is a generic the strategy for competitive advantage. He mentioned that cost leadership and differentiation of focus and the niche market to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage and long-term success. And Blue Ocean strategy, Chan Kim and Rini Margon, and breaking the previous value cost trade-off by simultaneously pursuing both differentiation and low cost. And functional strategy, and the short and medium-term strategy limited to the domain of each department functional responsibility. So, corporate strategy is like a strategy or as a whole. I mean, you just and how to manage your whole company. And business strategy, you have SBU, strategic business unit, inside the corporate, and how to allocate your resources and to your SBU. I think there are many researches and theories in business strategy, particularly portfolio gains and how to allocate. Like for example, BCG matrix is a famous one, and General Electric, business screen. Those are the tools for business strategy. And functional strategy is value chain. You just understand inside your company and your functions and your process inside the company. That's your functional strategy. Hierarchical strategy. This is your functional strategy, and then business strategy, district level, and then corporate strategy. This is a strategic management process. Basic elements of the strategic management process, and the environmental scanning, and then strategic formulation, and strategy implementation, and then evaluation and control. And strategic management process, and you have to understand the company mission first, and then you have to analyze the external environments and the internal environments, and then the long-term objective. And then you have to craft the strategy, and then implementation, and evaluation and control, and some feedback. Today, I'm going to discuss this is 1 to 3. Understanding company mission, analyzing external environments, analyzing internal environments. So again, an external environment is classified in 2 parts, truly external, and then the task environment, which is sometimes called the industry environments. Company mission. So mission is the reason for which the firm exists and what you do. And then describing products, service to be supplied, and then the markets to be served, and then technology applied. And what is our business? Basic product or service. You have to mention, you have to specify basic product or service in primary markets, and then principal technology used if relevant, and then customer satisfaction and quality and social goals, and then company philosophy and self-concept, identity. Okay, those are all the company missions, and so you have to specify before you get into the analysis, your external and internal analysis. So there are environmental variables. There's remote environment, economic forces, social cultural forces, technological forces, political legal forces. This is task environment industry, particularly Michael Porter. It's one of the pioneers in strategic management and also strategic information system. He had a lot of researches on task environment, industrial analysis. The shareholders and governments and special interest groups and customers and creditors and communities and trade associations, competitors and employees, labor unions, suppliers. And then internal environment structure and cultural resources. Remote microenvironment factors. There is economic factors. For example, GDP, trends, inflation rates, or interest rates, money supply, or disposable and discriminatory income, and discriminatory income, unemployment level, and wage and price control, and devaluation and revaluation. So there are many economic factors, and you have to look at economic factors. And the technological factor, total government spending for R&D and total industry spending for R&D, and focus of the technological efforts, and the patent protection, and the new products, and the new developments in technology transfer from lab to marketplaces. So that these are more technical factors. And then social cultural factors, lifestyle changes, career expectations, consumer activism, rate of family formation, and growth rate of population, age distribution, and the regional shift in population, life expectation, birth rates. And those are the social cultural factors. So, and then political legal factors, antitrust regulations and environmental protection law, tax law, special incentive, foreign trade regulation, attitudes toward foreign companies, and the loans, hiring, promotion. So basically there are 4 factors: economic factors, technological factors, social cultural factors, and political legal factors. So scanning, you have to scan the external environments and analyze the social environments, and economic, social, cultural, and technological and political legal factors. And then there's the interest group analysis, community analysis. So you have to analyze some interest groups and communities, and the market analysis, and competitor analysis, and the supply analysis, and government analysis. So from this social external environments, from the analysis, you go into the interest group analysis, community and markets and the competitors, supplier, government analysis. These analysis is related to some extent to some task and industry analysis. And so selection of strategic factors, opportunities and threats, So here, through the external analysis, and to some extent some industry analysis, and then you just go for strategic factors of opportunity and threats. So the SWOT analysis, strategic, the strengths and weaknesses, opportunity and threats, and then through the external analysis you find out threats and opportunities. Through the internal analysis, which is forthcoming, and you find the strengths and weaknesses, right? This is opportunities and threats. And task environments, all persons and groups and entities that have interest in the company. For example, stakeholders include stockholders and customers and suppliers and financial institutions and competitors and trade associations, and then activist groups, federal and state and local government agencies, media representatives, and the unions. Okay, those are all stakeholders they are concerning the company operation. So this, we analyze the competitiveness of these groups and how to deal with these groups and competitively that is the analysis of the task analysis, or maybe something industry analysis. Defining industry, you have to define products and competitors and structure, number, size, relative strengths, market share of competitors, and product differentiation, and economic traits, and CSF, critical success factors, and entry barriers. So, in analyzing this industry, in industry analysis, Michael Porter's 5 computing force model, which is very famous, is very important. Is a very important tool. So, Michael Porter's 5 force model, nature of intensity of competition in industry is a composite of 5 competitive forces: rivalry among competitors in the industry, and then the bargaining power of buyers, and the bargaining power of suppliers. So that you have a rival in your industry. So rivalry among existing firms. So how can you overcome rivalry situation? How can you develop your competitive advantage over other rivals? That is a strategy. And then buyers, you have to get the bargaining power over buyers. You have to raise your bargaining power over suppliers. And also potential entry of new competitors, threats of new entrants. And there are many forces who try to get into your market, and you have to raise your entry barrier to protect yourself from getting attacked by new entrants. And power of firms with the substitute product, with the substitute products, and that they try to develop substitute. So you have to raise your entry barrier. So the substitute products is one of the forces you mostly neglected. So that when you establish your strategy, you sometimes neglect the substitute product. You just concentrate on in intra-rivals and threats of new entrants and the suppliers and buyers. But ironically, the substitute products probably is neglected. However, it is very damaging to your industry once it is established or maybe successful. For example, suppose that aluminum, if you manufacture a car with aluminum, then steel industry will collapse quickly, because the major consumption industry of steel is automobile industry. However, suppose that automobile can be built with plastic, and then steel industry will collapse. substitute product is extremely lethal and then very damaging to the industry. And the other stakeholders, as we saw, that kind of stockholders and governments and the labor unions can be other stakeholders. So post 5-force model, and you have to increase incentive for the industry change, industry driving forces, industry growth rate, product innovation, customer preferences, firms entering and leaving the industry, cost and productivity, increasing globalization. Okay, this is industry driving forces. However, these industry driving forces cannot be achieved without appropriate strategy against these 5 forces or 6 forces. So this could be possible through certain strategies, or maybe this driving forces itself can be used for the strategy for raising entry barriers and raising the bargaining powers like that. So this is another issue, but strategic information system, SIS, it is the information system which can be used for raising the bargaining power or raising entry barriers or raising your competitive advantage over intra-industry rivals. That is the information tool which can be used for strategy maneuvering for the managing the 5-force model. Internal scanning, or getting into the internal scanning and analysis, the value chain analysis is a good tool, also this suggested by Michael Porter, and identifying the primary and support activities that create value, and analyzing and reducing business cost, and compare one business value chain with those of competing companies. And so this is 5 activities. The primary activity is inbound logistics operation, and outbound logistics and marketing, sales, and after sales, the sales service. Suppose that we take the example of POSCO. POSCO is a Japan steel company, just nearby here from POSTECH campus. Inbound logistics, they import some steel, iron ore, and some coals from Australia or maybe Canada, and then they, I think ship just to carry all kind of the raw materials into POSCO is a Guam port, and there is they all kinds of raw materials get fed into the factory, and the factory using their melting operation, they melt iron ore and just extract some steel. That is operation. Outbound logistics, and once steel is extracted, it is wrapped up, and then that is transported to the customers. Of course, one of the important customers is Hyundai Automobile Company. Just in Ulsan, which is 2 hours, 1 hour away from here, and also marketing and sales. And there is a kind of promotions and some advertisement and marketing activities, and after sales service, and they can provide some services to the customers. After they sell their steel, they keep maintaining the customer satisfaction. I mean, it's one of the CRM is one of the tools of after sales services. This is primary activity is a sequential in a sense. And then support activities is more like a parallel. So firm infrastructure firm has diverse infrastructures and hardware and software, and then human resource management, and you have to maintain human resources appropriately all through from all process. Technology development, all kind of technology development. Technologies is used for these 5 operations. And procurement, you have to procure appropriate resources in every activities. This is a general concept which was introduced, also Michael Porter in the 1980s, and then probably late 1990s and 2000. And the more the internet and IT concept were introduced. So how IT can be used for these 9 activities. That is more like a IT-based value chain. We call it IT-based value chain. Is that the support activity, 4 support activities and 5 primary activities. How can IT can be used for 9 activities? So match of the strategy and structure and the culture and images and identity, leadership,